Okay, let's take a look at some of the new settings that are available inside of the A7 Mark II. Okay, first thing you'll probably notice is we've got an area which is the phase detection area, and obviously we've got more phase detection points on the A7 Mark II sensor, and apparently they're about 30% faster at tracking and locking on to subject matter. Can quite quickly access this phase detection just by simply half pressing, and then it's going to track that object around the screen quite nicely, and it's really quite quick, and obviously an improvement over the original A7 there. Okay, so let's go into the menu items and see where some of these functions are living, and also a couple of the other features that are new to the A7 Mark II. So I'll just press the menu item here. Now let's just backtrack into the second menu here. First thing I want to look at is there's an additional file format for video. We first saw this on the A7S, and this is the new XAVC-S file format. It is new to these A7 mirrorless cameras. We can obviously choose the older AVC HD or the smaller MP file format. If we're looking for absolute best quality, then we're going to choose the XAVC-S file format. And we can also choose the record setting, whether we want to go for the standard frame rate, 25 frames per second or 50 frames per second as we're using in Australia through the region code. If you're in the US, those choices will be 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Okay, we also have the option to do a dual video record. This will take off the higher video file format that we've selected, and also an MP4, which is a quick and cheerful video file format for uploading to YouTube. Okay, let's moving along to the third custom setting tab, and we can see that we have the focus mode set to continuous AF. I've got one of my custom buttons setting to this, but also the focus area is also set to lock on AF. Now this is a new feature which also again appeared in the A7S, is we've got the typical sort of zones, center, flexible spot, but we've also now got lock on AF in these options here, and we can choose a flexible spot lock on. We don't always have to choose the center. I'll typically try and nail something in the center and then try and track it around the scene, so I'm going to select that. And now all I have to do is half press, and you'll see it's locked onto Paddington, and now I can track Paddington around the screen like so, and take a shot. Okay, so let's just go back into the menu items and take a look at what else could be new inside of here. Okay, so let's just coming along over, oops, just gone past it there, picture profiles. This again also appeared in the A7S. These are different to the creative styles. Often photographers are recording video on DSLRs and these mirrorless cameras. We're using the creative styles to do this. When recording in high contrast areas, we'd often go into either the standard or neutral and drop that contrast down, and possibly also the saturation and sharpness, and if needed replace those in post-production. But what we have now is we have picture profiles, and these are industry profiles, and you typically find on the high-end Sony recording gear. And so let's just go and take a look at the picture profile. It's currently set to off. But we can select any of these custom picture profiles, which will change the look, the contrast of the video, or even the stills that we're actually recording. One of the most popular ones when recording in very high contrast situations or in very low light is the picture profile 7. It's a very flat profile. It's using the S-Log2 format. Okay, any of these picture profiles are customizable. However, we can go in and customize them just to our liking. And generally what we do is we finish off inside of post-production. I'll just go back one more and switch off the picture profiles, and this pretty much wraps up all of the new features of the A7. Pretty much all of the other menu options are as we expect. Okay, we've got SteadyShot. We looked at this previously, but we've got SteadyShot on and off. And if you put a non-proprietary or a non-Sony lens, what we can do is switch from auto and actually assign a specific focal length to the lens. So this could be a Nikon or a Canon lens, and we can just specify the focal length of that lens, and then that becomes a stabilized lens as well, even if there is no image stabilization, vibration reduction inside of that lens. If you are using a lens, say a Canon or Nikon lens that does have image stabilization or vibration reduction, it is advisable to switch that off and just let SteadyShot take over. Otherwise the lens and the body really can't communicate well to each other. Okay, so that sort of wraps up the new features inside of the A7 Mark II.